team drafts players and they put them right up on the top lines and say, go out and learn it, kid. Go figure it out. Like the Devils did that with Heischer and Hughes. And, and there are going to be some tough times. There are going to be some injuries. They're going to get overrun. But for some reason, the Rangers never do that. We get the first overall pick, we get the second overall pick, and we got to bury them. And we got to float the ball through every line, no matter who the coach is, no matter what the hell's going on. And finally, last night, they finally said, hey, you know what? We need to shake things up. We need to do something here. And they did it, and it finally worked. And they beat a really good team, even though they were missing two of their better players. But they beat the Vegas Knights last night, Golden Knights, I should say. So now they're on to Colorado without Nathan McKinnon in the lineup. So we got to steal one there. And then we come home, and then it gets real. It gets New Jersey, and it gets Toronto. So that's my hockey soliloquy this morning. I'm happy. I feel good about it. It's a really good day, and we have a lot of great football games coming up this weekend, a lot of important football games coming up this weekend. And no two more important football games than both the Jets and the Giants play this weekend.
That's right.
And I was telling you yesterday that Mike White has an opportunity to do something only two quarterbacks in Jet history have done. Now, I don't necessarily know that I want him to do it, because if he does it, that means that they're probably playing from behind.
Yeah.
So only Joe Namath and Ken O'Brien have had 3 games in a row where they've thrown for at least 300 yards in a game. Mm-hmm. So Mike White has done that twice now. And if he has to do it on the road in Buffalo, most likely they're going to be doing it from behind and they're going to be losing. So I would like to think that, what you want is you want what Josh Allen has done over the last 3 weeks. Everybody's kind of settled down. He's settled down. He's not throwing for over 300 yards, only like 250, 260 he's averaging, but they're winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's balance. You need balance.
Yeah.
It's kind of like us. You need balance.
You need balance, yeah. Like when I open up talking about all these baseball things, then you go to hockey and football and don't even react to anything I said. You're trying to balance it out.
I'm trying to balance it out. 100%.
Trying to balance it out.
You know why? You know why I didn't react to anything you said?
Why is that?
Because we talked baseball so much yesterday, and I know it was an Aaron Judge
but we're
day.
trying to move forward with it,
I understand that, but I'm like right into football mode and hockey.
We got a football Friday
and
tomorrow.
By the way,
we're going to talk about these games and break it down.
I was surprised because before the Ranger game, the Knicks had a hell of a game, and they played Atlanta, who was missing a couple guys, no question. And that's 2 games in a row where they've held the opponent under 90 points.
Sure, they played some defense, which is nice.
Like this Quentin Grimes kid plays defense.
Yeah.
And Julius Randle was, Julius Randle last night.
Yeah.
Actually scoring some points, hitting some 3-pointers.
Sure, and trade him now.
Right. So the Rangers and the Knicks both have won 2 in a row. And they both have done it very impressively from the offensive standpoint. But for the Knicks, especially the defensive standpoint, is what stands out to me.
Yeah, okay, so I don't want
to go back to baseball?
No, I don't want to talk about the Rangers or Knicks. I'll talk football with you, though, if you want to do that, if you don't want to talk baseball today.
I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, clearly you don't, because I, brought up the baseball and you went to every other sport.
Well, you got to stop being so freaking sensitive.
There's
a lot of other
being...
things going on out there.
No, I understand. It's just why do I even bother?
Quintana, that's great. Judge is great. We got a lefty specialist, as Al pointed out 5 minutes ago. I mean, that's all great. I mean, at the end of the day, have they gotten any better?
No, they have not.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go. So we just had a conversation about baseball.
Right, okay.
I'm really into it.
All right, so all the people are going to be screaming at us for no baseball today. You can blame Boomer because he doesn't want to talk baseball today. Baseball.
The thing is that the big fish has been snared. And Xander Bogaerts, by the way, signs with the Padres. Mm-hmm. I mean, they spend another, $250 million on an 11-year contract.
Yeah, pivot time for them.
Oh, my God.
They said, no Judge, all right, we're pivoting there. And it's a huge deal. These 11-year deals. God, these 9-year deals, 11-year deals.
What do you think Correa wants?
Well, obviously, he took that short-term deal last year with the Twins to be able to opt out and get the long-term deal. He probably thinks that. How old is he right now?
You know what I want?
28?
I want Correa for the Mets.
Man, that'd be great.
That would be great. That would be unbelievable. Yeah, then I could sit here and tell you, you know what? The Mets are getting better.
Yeah, so Correa is 28 years old.
Yeah. I don't know. You're not going to give him a... I don't know what he... I'm
probably
sure he's
a 10-year deal.
I'm sure he sees Trey Turner's deal and says, what the hell's going on here?
Right, and Trey Turner got that massive contract from
And he took less money. He took less money to go to the Phillies because his wife is from New Jersey, I believe.
Yeah.
And he spurned that offer that Xander Bogaerts signed with the Padres.
All right, so Trey Turner got an 11-year deal at 29 years old. And Carlos Correa is 28. So he's absolutely going to look for a deal like that.
And look at what Xander Bogaerts got.
Right, exactly. 11-year deal
so
as
he's
well.
going to want exactly something very similar to that. I don't know if the Mets will do that, but
Bogaerts is 30, by the way. And he got an 11-year deal.
Yeah,
all the way to 41.
But again, I think it's also has something to do with AAV and all that other stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't think that the Mets are in on any big guy at this point. I think that's over for them. I think they're going to mix and match. They're going to bring in the Japanese pitcher Kodai Senga. I think that's really it. Like they retained Diaz for a huge deal. They went out and got Verlander for a huge short-term deal. I think that's it.
Why can't you give Correa a short-term deal?
Because he just did that, so he's not going to want to do it again.
Well, all right, so what are
someone's going to sign him to a long-term contract.
Where are his suitors right now?
I know the Cubs were in on Bogaerts. You know, so whatever team lost out on Bogaerts is probably going to be the team that's going to give Carlos Correa.
There's something going on with Carlos Correa that we're not seeing, that we're not. I mean, I would have all thought, I think we all would have thought last year, he would have got one of these big deals.
Yeah, did you see this?
And something, well, there's a reason why he didn't.
Right. Well, the Dodgers flat out came out and said that they're not, well, the report is, they didn't say
the report.
The report is.
Was this on Twitter?
It was on Elon Musk's new Twitter. But it was a Ken Rosenthal report that the Dodgers will not pursue Carlos Correa because it's going to upset a large portion of their fan base. Because, of course, the cheating thing, and they felt like they got cheated out of a World Series.
Are you kidding
in
me?
2017.
I mean,
that is a report.
So he's the guy that everybody's holding accountable, not Garrett Cole, not Justin Verlander, not any
apparently.
Of guys.
Like maybe if Altuve were out there, they'd say the same thing. But like Springer, nobody said anything about that when he went to the Toronto Blue Jays. Like Verlander, nothing. I mean, and Verlander obviously wasn't a part of the whole banging. There's got to
be something about Carlos Correa that we don't know or we don't see. Because these other guys are getting these deals, and I would think that he would be somewhere in the realm of who they are as players.
And quite frankly, I'd want him over these other guys, wouldn't you? I like Trey Turner, but
listen to me. I'm not sitting here telling you I got all the war statistics and all of that in front of me.
But we saw Correa against the Yankees many times, and the guy is a gamer.
You feel like he's a gamer, but there's got to be something as to why he's not getting one of these contracts.
Yeah.
Or at least hasn't gotten one to this point.
I think he will get it this offseason. I mean, with these big shortstops that are coming off the market now and these deals that are out there, he's going to get that deal. I just don't know exactly who it's going to be right now. I mean, maybe the Cubs. I know they're trying to rebuild quickly after the miserable year that they had this year.
Where does Dansby Swanson end up?
I mean, not back with the Braves.
Right.
I haven't even really looked at his rumors and stuff. I just know that the Braves weren't going to pay him. I mean, the Braves don't pay when someone really gets to free agency, like Freddie Freeman last year. And
why would the Yankees sign Dansby Swanson?
Because I think that they're going to be done too, man.
That's a legit shortstop right there.
Yeah, I know, but they want to save money at that position. That's the thing.
Stop saving money at that position. Who cares anymore?
Well, I wouldn't care.
It's not my money. I don't care.
No, I know, but I'm just telling you what I think they're thinking. Sweeney does this all the time because he's yelled at by people. He's like, I'm not telling you that this is what I do. I'm just trying to tell you what they're thinking.
Yeah, I'm not yelling at Sweeney.
I know.
I would never yell at Sweeney. Sweeney's not yellable at.
I agree.
Yell at Sweeney.
I agree. Well, Tierney yells at Sweeney all the time.
Well, Tierney seems to be yelling at everybody.
He's ripping them all the time.
Having a bad holiday season.
I guess.
Something going on with him.
Yeah, see, that comes from a Sweeney interview. Called him a putz.
What?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Because you sound like a moron.
And that was from a Sweeney interview, too.
Why is he doing this to all the people that he works with?
I don't know. He's just alienating himself.
There is something going on.
Right. We got to do a deep dive into his psyche at some point, find out what's going on.
Hey, I'll call for a lunch. Let's have a big lunch. I want to have a big lunch, sit down, have a big conversation, figure it all out.
With Mr. Tierney?
Yeah, it seems like that's what's going on around here these days.
Big
lunches. Big lunch. Yeah. We're going to have a big lunch with Tierney. We'll deep dive
and figure out what's going on with him. And bring Tiki, too, by the way, because I really like Tiki.
Yeah, right.
Tiki's a great listen. Love Tiki.
And Tiki will probably bring a fan who paid to be at the lunch through Thuzio. Too.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, too. I'm all good with that.
He'll certainly do that. But anyway, I think what the Yankees are thinking is that Volpe and Peraza, they can get anything out of those guys at shortstop.
If they can get any, this is what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
If they think they can.
Yeah. Well, they think they can. They think they can.
They think they can.
Right. Now, I don't know if they will, just like the Mets think they could get something out of Alvarez this year.
I mean, which one of these guys was the guy that was running all over the place last year, playing 9 different positions?
That was Oswaldo Cabrera.
Where's he going?
Well, he's not going anywhere.
He better not go anywhere.
No,
That
he's
guy,
not going
I love
anywhere.
that guy.
But he's not going to be one of the shortstops, I
He's
don't
a
think.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he was great. No, he'll be a great utility player.
Gotta have
Be
a
on the
guy
bench.
like that. You gotta have a guy like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's why I don't think they're going to bring in someone like Correa. I think they're going to upgrade the outfield because they got to get rid of Aaron Hicks. And they need, so it'll be Judge, Bader, and Benintendi, maybe?
And Stanton.
And Stanton, obviously, DH.
So those 4 guys. There you go. Well, Stanton can play the outfield.
Sure he can.
And by the way, when he does play the outfield, he actually hits better.
He does. That's
you know
been
why? Because
proven.
he's an actual real baseball player if he's not pulling an oblique or a hamstring or something.
No, exactly. I mean, he's focused. He's out there, he's focused, and he's in. So, yeah, I mean, if they brought back Benintendi, I think that would certainly help. But, I mean, it's kind of like the same team. I mean, you're losing Chapman. You're bringing in Canely. They'll probably do something else in the bullpen. But that's really the question.
So, Gleyber Torres is going to play second.
I would trade him.
LeMahieu, what are we doing with him? I mean, you got Stanton. I mean, you got a lot of, like question marks coming back. So, if Benintendi comes back and Torres is back and LeMahieu is back and Cabrera is back and Peraza is back, and IKF is back. I mean, it's a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Rizzo is back. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are back.
I agree. I mean, almost the entire team. What would be the real boss move for Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner would be to go out, sign Correa, and then move one of the kids over to third base and find a way to get Josh Donaldson the hell out of here. That would be the move. You want to tell me to get Yankee fans excited? Find some way, somehow, to get some sucker team out there, like the Mets were suckered to take, even though Edwin Diaz worked out. But they also had to take, that giant
Robbie
contract.
Cano. Take Robbie Cano.
Right. So
you would have to send, one of those young kids, most likely, with Josh Donaldson.
I'll tell you who you send. Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
Put Gleyber Torres and Donaldson together, get Donaldson's ass out of here, sign Correa, and then put Peraza or Volpe at shortstop. Now you got a team. Now you got something we're talking about.
Why wouldn't you put?
I'm sorry. You put Correa at shortstop, and you put one of those guys at third base. That's what I meant to say.
Who's on first?
Rizzo.
Who's on second?
Well, LeMahieu at that point.
Man, who's on third?
I would say Volpe or Peraza or Cabrera. One of those guys. Yeah, that's what I would do.
You got me so confused right now. This is why you can't talk baseball in the offseason. You got me all over the place.
Dang, I just rebuilt the Yankees in 5 seconds.
You should be the GM.
Man, I should be. God, the team wouldn't be so goddamn stale if I was a GM.
And then if it didn't work, I could yell at you.
That's right. You could. And you could tell me I did not earn the right to rebuild the Yankees in the way that they should be rebuilt.
That's true.
That's what you can yell at me.
That is true.
Yeah. But that would be, you want to talk about season tickets. And I don't want to hear the Yankee fans like, I don't want Correa, he's a cheater, blah, blah. Stop it.
Up.
Come on. Give me a break. Garrett Cole was like the biggest sticky stuff cheater there was.
How about this? Dansby Swanson is interesting to me. I don't know why.
You bring him in too,
or the Mets for that matter. Nothing bad bringing in a culture guy.
Culture guy?
You need a culture guy. You need a guy who's won a World Series.
Yeah, I bet you he doesn't even want any part of the Mets. He probably hates the Mets. Being a Brave, probably hates the Mets.
Well, now that the Braves don't want him.
It's not they don't want him. They just, the way they do business, they're not going to pay him.
Yeah, but they don't want him, so come here and let's go kick some ass.
Right, so then you're telling me.
But here's the point. Like, look at the Phillies now. They had Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Look at what the Braves have got lined up.
Exactly.
I mean, and the Mets have, we got 2 aging pitchers making over $40 million a year.
Yeah, it's like, what was that movie, Grumpy Old Men? Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau?
Yes.
That's basically what you got at the top of the rotation.
As long as they can last and, give 30 outings.
Yeah.
We can handle that and then just, shut them down towards the end of the year and let them just get ready for the playoffs.
That same plan I talked about Correa with the Yankees, Swanson, you could do the same thing. Do the same thing with that. It wouldn't be as exciting, but you could. Donaldson out of here, Torres out of here.
Culture guy.
You think he's a culture guy?
I do. I kind of like that guy.
Well, I hate him because he's always good against the Mets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of like him. I kind of respect him. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I agree. I don't. Years old.
How old is he?
28.
Tell me he's looking for an 11-year contract now. I mean, come on. Can't be
everybody else is.
I kind of like what Steve Cohen's doing here with Scherzer and Verlander. Short term, pay big money. That's good. Fine, you can handle that.
Right.
I cannot wait to see how the structure of Aaron Judge's contract is. That's
right.
what I want to see.
We have not seen that yet.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.